It's coming westbound on the 60 freeway.
Can you believe it?
In Monterey Park right now. It started in Riverside.
Unbelievable.
Riverside area.
Welcome to Los Angeles,
from the agency that was
where the longest police chase in Skywab history is followed by another police chase.
You see that white vehicle there in the center of your screen? That's the one they're chasing. Again, it's been high speed. Right now about 70, well, actually 80 miles an hour. Bumped it up to 89 now.
I can't believe it either, people. Gil Levis is on the call. I'm waiting. Eliana's going to be there in a couple of minutes. I put Eliana in the tweet. So we're going to switch to Eliana as soon as we can. Right overlapping with the Knicks-Kings game. Unbelievable. 4.5 hour stream, just enough time to eat dinner. All right, we're westbound 60 freeway, Montebello, Dodge Charger, believe it or not. I am going to switch to Eliana as soon as I can, but she is not there just yet. I'm ready to be heard again. I don't know if I can take another marathon chase. At least we have the Knicks game on in the background.
Westbound here on the 60.
Yeah, the cheeseless lasagna filled me up nicely. I'm no longer hangry. We're good. 60 westbound. We have an actual chase, not a standoff here. B-Back 22, welcome back.
California High Patrol.
Yeah, 4.5 hour chase just coming off it for those of you joining us that are part of our PM shift. If you're just getting off work, if you're just waking up, wherever you are in the world, 4.5 hour chase is complete.
Pushing 100 miles an hour.
Joe Bryant 1, Leafs in 7. Well, that's not true. Oh, the Kings are going to have to deal with a whole bunch of Mitchell Robinson tonight. You got no big guys to fight Mitchell Robinson with. That's a problem. Yep, told you we will be here. Whenever there's a chase, got ourselves a little 2-star chase. Still west 6 bound. All right, we got an Eliana. Stand by for Eliana.
Definitely there to the 60 westbound.
I promise Eliana.
Next will be the East LA.
I go to Eliana.
In a couple miles.
I believe it's just one, but looking at the car, you can see that it's got limo tip basically all the way around.
Eliana Moreno in the air for NBC4, our beloved chase queen. My beloved chase queen. Maybe one day. Oh, very open about my crush on Ariana for some time now. Let me get off. Sorry, Gil. Love you to death, but thanks for the early coverage. We are now live with Eliana Moreno. Drop your Elianas in the chat. 110 in this Dodge Charger. Still west 60. 110 miles an hour. We are in steady, that is standard traffic. Those cars are probably doing between 70 and 80 miles an hour. This Dodge Charger, we know the speed. We know the ability to go 0 to 100. Really fast here. 100 plus. Really tight on the drafting there. Oh boy. That looked like an interchange. Did I say Ariana? No, I said Eliana.
Not East Los Angeles, but it's where the 101, the 60, and the 5, as well as the 10, all come together. So that's why you're seeing all of these freeways here, and it's just on the other side of it.
Well, I got Ariana on the mind, okay?
So
deal with that.
Follow that because he's just on the other side, so he's just out of my line of sight. But as soon as he completes the transition, we will be able to see him again.
Got Vanderpump on the mind.
In Boyle Heights at the East LA interchange. Currently,
Eliana Moreno.
Setting up to go westbound on the 10, which is going to put him just south of downtown Los Angeles. Yeah, he slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, it attracted a whole new Twitch audience earlier. People that like watching laundry folding.
It could be a situation where he just got everything kind of complicated.
Looked like he did a little side drafting there. I don't know if he actually made contact, but at least we're down to somewhat normal speeds here of 80 miles an hour.
as he continues westbound, and he's going to encounter just a little bit more traffic here. Again, if you can imagine a map of it, the 10 runs just south of all of those big buildings in
Listening to
downtown Los
vacuums.
Angeles, and that's what we're traversing through here. His next freeway coming up is going to be the 110 freeway. That's going to put him near the Crypto Arena as well as the Convention Center, and it'll give him an option to continue either north or south, or he can continue west on the 10, or he can exit before then, and that will put him into the heart of downtown.
Sorry, I'm just loading up Twitch.
Yeah, this is as dangerous as it gets, really, the way he's been driving. But it,
Gonna hit
it
some.
could be a situation
If we're headed
where
westbound,
parking mode
it's only
goes away, probably
7:12,
because
so you're
Ontario
definitely gonna run
Police
into some
was
traffic here
following
at some
them
point.
with their helicopter.
And now that we're on the 10 westbound interchange, this is as busy
So
as
during
it gets,
that
folks.
time, I believe they were in tracking till CHP got behind them.
Come on.
Now CHP is here. It looks like they wanted
Come
to-
on.
And in a way, you would just kind of understand
Fucking
why.
ads.
I mean, this guy was traveling at such high speeds. If you
All
don't
right.
have those black and whites behind him, other people are going to be completely unsuspecting and not realize that this guy is coming their way at 100.
Got a little boogity 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 going on. Yes, we do. Let's go racing here on the 10 westbound. Downtown LA. That should be San Pedro. Yep, coming up on the San Pedro exit. Does not get any busier than this, my friends. You got 101, 110, a little bit of the, I guess we're west of the 5. You have about 4 to 5 different freeways. 405's within reach. 105 is a little bit south. That'll take you down towards Downey. But the highways are so wide here in this part of LA because there are so many interchanges. If you've ever been on the eastbound 10 coming from the west side to downtown LA, it's an 8-lane interchange. That's 5 of the 8 lanes are for different highways, and you have to get in the exact lane. It's absolutely wild. Some of the lanes on that highway can be at a complete standstill, which is one of the most dangerous parts about driving here in Los Angeles. Wow. Side drafting a taxi there. It's dangerous because it could be at a complete standstill while the other lanes are at normal traffic. So you got cars doing 80, and then you got cars doing 0, and then people doing switching between lanes. It's why there's so many accidents here, and it's why insurance is through the roof.
But as far as we can tell, it still looks good. Nothing like a pivot or spike strips.
M-double-OK says that's not a Charger. You're talking to the wrong chat, my friend. We know cars here. That is a Dodge Charger. It's an older version. That's why it looks a little boxier, but they did make this with the Dodge Charger back in the day.
Close to home.
See, someone Cuckoo Baru put that Dodge Charger looks exactly like this one on the screen.
Absolutely.
With that emoji in the chat. Thankfully, I don't think there's any NOS tanks, at least going into people's bodies. Maybe under the car there could be.
If he's had it for a week or so, then who knows how much he had to put in it. But for now, as you said, a pursuit that started all the way in Riverside, and it was on
Wow,
the streets
really
of
far out
Riverside.
there. Riverside made it all the way down downtown. This is as downtown as we get. Now you're starting to see the traffic really pick up.
Ontario police overhead, and when they got to about the 60 and the 605 or so, that is where they handed it off to the California Highway Patrol.
Hello, Joyce Nothing. You're a locust now. How does it feel? No wheels of cheese either.
Absolutely, and that's what you should do, is try to pull over when you can safely do so, move over to the right, let the pursuit go through, and don't get involved. What we sometimes see is that drivers try to be heroes, and they think that they're helping the police by trying to box this guy in, but you never want to do that because you don't
MT
know if
Minion
this
says,
person
how'd the
is
afternoon chase
armed.
end?
And then,
Oh, don't worry, you didn't miss anything.
protecting you. So, you never want to do that. Just pull over.
Is there a distraction drone? Not with moving chases. I don't think there is, no.
110. So let's see if he continues through westbound, and sure enough, he had his chance there to get on the 110, either north or south, but is instead continuing westbound on the 10 freeway. So this will put him just north of USC, and as he continues west, it'll bring him into
Darren, think of it this way.
eventually Culver City, West LA, and
Duke-
eventually the 10 freeway dead ends.
Duke lost to this team in the biggest game in the existence of the university. It's just,
Yeah, let me wind it
that's
out.
why I don't care
We haven't
anymore.
had a
It's just
chance
even
to,
funnier now.
look at the big picture
It's,
here, but
it
I'm
really
actually
is.
only seeing two. Incredibly,
That
I'm
stain
seeing,
can never be
two
washed
units
away.
of the CHP behind the car, and you do have a
Go the rest of my life, lose every, Tar Heels could
so
lose
they
every
launched
game
out
for
of
the rest of my
Fullerton
life, and I
Airport, and
probably
they took over
don't care.
for the Ontario police helicopter at around the 60 and the 605, and they are the units that are now overhead.
That is not a Bronco, that's a Dodge Charger. I know David Duke Jr. did not, that's a basketball player for those of you that know. Just tried to challenge Brooke Lopez.
Do a pit maneuver, yeah.
Not gonna pit maneuver on the highway.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, as you well know, pit maneuvers
JD
have
Fives,
to be
you're much appreciated,
ideally
my
at
friend.
about
Welcome to
35
Locust
miles an
Nation.
hour, because anything faster than that could endanger the life of the people in the car as well as the police.
This is not an
officers or
NBA
the cars that may get
this is
hit.
not an
Anything
NBA show.
slower than
Thank
that,
you,
then the
Brasky.
vehicle may not become
We come in here to get away
disabled,
from the
with the
NBA.
engine cutoff element when it does have that.
I'll bring it
maneuver,
up.
that
I'll
mitigating
stop
effect.
talking
So,
about the play-by-play.
Ideally, you want 35
I am
miles
watching.
an hour or so, give or take a few. This, of course, you're looking at these speeds. Gosh,
85
these are
miles an
80
hour
miles
in
plus,
pretty heavy
so they
traffic,
simply
folks.
can't do
10
it. It's too
westbound.
dangerous. The good
If you're
thing
not
is,
from the
though,
Los Angeles
car
area, if he
is
stays on this road long enough,
so
he'll
if
drive
this vehicle
straight
were to
into the
slow down
ocean.
enough,
I would say that's
if
about
there were
25 to
be
30
a nice
minutes away.
open roadway up ahead of him, then all of the CHP is pit trained, so any of the police officers that
okay.
are tailing this guy could easily
We have
do a
pit
maneuver
certified
and
cruisers in pursuit here, so if we do get onto side streets or in an off ramp, these CHP vehicles do have the ability to pit maneuver this Dodge Charger, according to Ileana, the great Ileana.
So for now, at this point, the pit maneuver out of the question. Spike strips also not going to be doable just because he's going way too fast, and at this point, there's really no pattern.
No, we're too far west of Downey. We're coming up to La Brea. Next stop on the 10 is going to be La Cienega. That'll be followed by Robertson. Then we'll approach the 405, which is going to be our first major decision of the chase. Because the 10 will expire at some point. If he hops on the 405 southbound, northbound, we go southbound, we're going to start heading towards the airport, and that'll be a little bit of a problem for us watching this. So let's not count our chickens just yet. We're on the 10. You'll see at the top of your screen, it's going to go from La Brea Avenue to La Cienega, and then Robertson, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. What's up, Command Kibbles? 10-month streak. That's considered a marriage in most states. Uzi Air, you as well.
They're going to be best equipped to handle a chase on the freeway.
I don't even need to say locust for you. Only a two-star chase at the moment. They're in pursuit. Started in the Riverside area. How far away from the 405? I'm sorry, Fairfax, then La Cienega.
Yeah, that's correct. So the next freeway coming up is the 405. So that's going to put him near West Los Angeles.
Yeah, Fairfax, then La
UCLA,
Cienega, then
and,
Robertson.
at that point, he has
Ballin'
the option of going either
365
north or south,
forever.
and, north will send him up into
Welcome
the
to
San Fernando
Antarctica
Valley.
Nation.
South would send him towards LAX. And if he continues west, though, the westbound 10 eventually dead ends in Santa Monica. And that will
Picking up some serious
to,
speed here.
Ocean Boulevard.
It will open up until the 405 because so many cars are going on the interchange on the 405. He stays in that left lane. He's going to be able to get these speeds up 90. It's only going to get more and more open. We're up to 95. Going past La Cienega exit. Yep, here comes Robertson. And now we're wide open. It's going to be gridlocked going downtown, but since we're going away from downtown and we've passed it, this will open up because it's going to eventually just no longer be a road. Not as many cars on it. Have I showered yet, or do I still have that tennis funk on me from earlier? I haven't moved. And I got just enough. Computer's at 50% battery. I was able to get a little bit of a charge in between chases, but I was eating up so much battery watching 4 games at once. I only got half a charge in. So 50% on the laptop. We should be good for a couple hours here.
It looks like he's, for the most part, sticking to that far left lane. But
if he stays in the left lane, the interchange for the 405 is going to be on the right side of the freeway. So if he does not get over, there will be no 405, and it's coming up here very soon. It's going to go National Boulevard,
just before you.
No, now he's getting over to the right side. That's very. Now we're headed towards the 405. I think we want this to stay on the left side of the freeway. Now you can see the traffic there piling up on the right side of the road. Here comes the interchange, and for now we are not getting on the 405.
Be coming up to some traffic here as he approaches West LA.
I'll give you, at the very least in this show, I can give you a geography lesson of Los Angeles and all of the interchanging freeways, which lanes you need, roads. I've got it all up here. It's what, from watching 10 plus years and broadcasting police chases for 10 plus years will get you.
It's always going to be a little bit safer than a pursuit on surface streets, just because there's so many more elements when you're talking about surface streets, like red lights and stop signs and pedestrians and cross traffic. At least when he's on the freeway, everyone's going the same direction and about the same speeds. And so, fortunately, at least during the time that we've been overhead, he has been on the freeway. But of course, this started on.
Okay, even this is ridiculous. I haven't seen a car there. I was about to say. He's got the entire freeway to himself all of a sudden. It's ridiculous. We always joke, but it's not fair that police chase suspects always get the freeway to themselves. Yeah, of course it's going to slow down.
Yeah, what I did hear on the scanner in terms of how many people were in the car was that they think it's just one. So they think it's just the driver, they think it's a man, but whether or not he is armed, that is unclear. I'd really love to know if this car was stolen in some sort of carjacking, or if it was simply left running, for example, and the person jumped in. So what we know is that this is a Grand Theft Auto out of Riverside Police.
Wow, Grand Theft Auto might deserve it.
Over, but of course the driver failed to yield and the pursuit was on. Again, GTA out of Riverside.
You guys ever get mucus?
Ontario Police, at least with their
I'm not even sick, but I have so much mucus for no reason. I was going to say this is a 3-star chase. Grand Theft Auto gives it a 3rd star. I don't have allergies.
When they're on the plates, they're getting the information for the rightful owner. That is, if the plates even match the vehicle, because sometimes it's what's called the cold-plated vehicle situation, where basically the plates are stolen and the car is stolen, so nothing matches. So there's really no way for them to.
Oh wow, that's a really stolen car. All the plates and the regs, nothing matches on the car.
From what I understand, when this started in Riverside by Riverside Police, it was on surface streets. Streets like Van Buren and Arlington, and it was roughly around the Riverside Airport area before it jumped on the freeway. And Riverside Police actually backed off of the pursuit at around the 60 and Archibald. That is where Ontario Police continued to chase it with their helicopter only before handing it over to the California Highway Patrol, who continues to chase this guy now here westbound on the 10 freeway near the 405.
405 coming up. Big interchange. We're not east. Yeah, I was about to say we're not eastbound. Doing 100 miles an hour here. Yeah, this guy's already committed several felonies.
It's a white Scion, correct?
Nope. Sorry, Eliana. Someone needs to teach Eliana. Perhaps over candlelight dinner. Somebody can educate her on cars.
Over at the speeds that he's going, he's moving quick. So he actually just passed. Yeah, he just passed the 405, and he's already.
Yeah, if your plan is to go to the airport and do a little Paul Walker challenge, the way to do it is to head to LAX, dump the car under a bridge in that famous tunnel, come out with a different one so that they can't track you.
You've got the pier, so all of that.
Rakeem. Hey.
Coming in the frame here shortly as the.
Oh, I'm sure you can, little puff and puff.
So let's see if he decides
get trolled.
On one of the major streets in the
area, like wait, we're getting off?
Or PCH or Lincoln or just
we are. We're going on the PCH here. This is the freeway's ended. We're way past the 405.
You see there all of the people below, and we'll see him pop out the other side here in just a moment.
Okay, so this is right by the pier. Do the little wraparound,
Yeah,
and now we're going to be going by the bungalow on the right-hand side, the Fairmont Hotel. We'll be headed up to Pacific Palisades in northern Montana. Malibu will be next up.
Pacific Coast Highway here. So all of
But
those
this is
things
this
that
is
we
the
were
famous
worried about
PCH.
before are going to start to come into play. The stop signs, the red lights, the pedestrians, the cross traffic. That is what's going to be.
You guys
this
caught
driver
that?
As we continue now northbound here on Pacific Coast Highway in Santa Monica.
If I hear Eliana call it a Dodge Charger, I will lose my shit. That's the only time, yes. Duns 29, you're a locust now, or you've been for 5 months, so thank you. Going through a red light, there's going to be some ridiculous traffic here for a little bit. Then it's going to open up till about Malibu. Pacific Palisades will
Yeah,
wrap
he's on
around.
PCH. That was
There will be,
California.
put it this way, there will be no
Of course,
pitting
everyone lives in
on the
this area,
PCH
so
unless you want to
very
pit that
familiar
man
with
into
that.
the
So
ocean.
He actually ran the red, but the good thing is he kind of tried to clear the intersection before moving through that red light, and is now on a nice wide open stretch of Pacific Coast Highway. Now, if the street could open up a little bit, because obviously we've still got a lot of traffic coming the other way, this would be a great place to try a pit maneuver. And there are, what my pilot Jim is seeing up ahead, because the pursuit's on his side, he says that he does see that there are some police vehicles up ahead.
Uh-oh.
So it could be a situation
Spike strip.
where they're laying down some spike strips.
Spike
because
strips
they know
might be in
that
play
he's
here.
gonna be continuing northbound here.
Units ahead, preparing for the chase to come by. Gonna lay the PCH with spike strips.
So that that information doesn't get relayed to him in any way.
Somebody asked if I was the driver, what would I be doing right now? I would get back on the 10, find the 405, get off at LAX so that Eliana can't follow me anymore. I dump the car in a bridge and make a run for it in a foot pursuit. Try and come out with another car. Find a way out. I'd rather deal with the ground units than the ground units and a helicopter.
I want to count the cars. I think Jim told me there were a few more now. So he had initially seen 4. I'm seeing about 3 now, and the police helicopter overhead.
A little bit more open here, but I do worry about pitting him and putting him
so that
into
our
the damn
speedometer
sand.
will be exact here. So looking at about 60 miles an hour or so on PCH, which is clearly much faster than the posted speed. And it looks like he is picking up a little bit of speed here as he approaches Chautauqua, weaving in and out of traffic.
Little
using
bit of some
lanes to get
juking
by.
going on
The
here.
CHP
Competitive
is
driving on the
getting much in the way of
PCH.
room. Look at how close this officer is behind the vehicle.
Well, there's definitely no Bearcats available, I can tell you that much, because they're probably still doing that fucking
okay.
press conference,
Wait a Wilson.
giving an update, giving a closing argument. Oh, is there a red light coming up here? Wait, there were units ahead. Did he run over a spike strip? What just happened there? Scores 25-20, Kings over the Knicks. Have you guys not watched enough Knicks games to not even care until the fourth quarter? Come on.
So we're continuing on Pacific Coast Highway, northbound or westbound, depending on how you want to look at it. Seaview Lane.
What will
looks
it
like
take to get a
across,
pic
so
of your
we're
setup
still
during
in
chases?
the
You're looking at my
Mountain
setup. I'm
area.
sitting on the
Open
floor
up to
watching a
sea,
television.
That's going to be the ocean there on the bottom of the screen. And of course, Pacific Coast Highway runs along the coast here.
I'm pretty sure he
And,
passed the cops that were
essentially
ahead.
What happened to this guy is the 10 freeway came to an end, and it dropped him right onto
Eliana's
the
over the
beach,
ocean right
and,
now.
He's continuing north.
Be careful.
So he is
Please be careful,
literally
Eliana.
nowhere close to where this all began. It all started in Riverside. We're hearing it started near Van Buren, down there by the airport. And now he's...
Wrist is doing great.
He's getting desperate. He's now using even the emergency lane, the right shoulder there to get by, because there is a little bit more traffic here as he continues northbound or westbound on PCH coming up to Malibu Village Lane.
Nothing like the OG phone streams looking at the iPad. Yeah, where I was holding the phone for like 2 hours. I had to hold the phone in front of a TV because the technology wasn't there yet.
Yeah,
Or holding the
absolutely.
phone in
If
front
you
because
go to the
Periscope
left,
and
that's the
Meerkat
ocean,
weren't
so you have to
integrated
go
with
right.
OBS, so I had to do that shit manually in like
Those are all the
2015.
canyon routes. They're extremely windy, very dark.
Told you, there ain't nobody out there that's put in the work I have when it comes to police chases. That I am confident about. NBA, a much different story. I'm just a drop in the bucket when it comes to NBA.
Back to the nearest freeway, which would be the 10. but he could also work surface streets and work his way over to the 405. But for now, he looks to be determined to continue here.
That was a long night.
PCH coming
I
up
finished
to
a whole
Coast
bottle.
Drive.
Did I finish that whole bottle of Jack? People still to this day claim I owe 2 more shots. I was drinking every time the word Night Sun was said. And who was it? It was Chris Christie would not stop fucking saying Night Sun, Night Sun, Night Sun. I was like, oh my God, you're gonna kill me.
On this possible stolen white Scion.
Have I really been doing this since 2015? I've been doing this shit since 2013. 10 years. 10 years of police chasing. 10 years of birds in the air. That is depressing to think about. That guy got away? The Night Sun night? That's when I was a lot more active on Twitter.
Yeah, it's unclear really how much.
My
fuel
Twitter
he had
account
when
is
he
just a
took
basketball
off. So,
zombie account now.
It's been a very long trek, and he's been going at very high speeds, really working that vehicle. So that's going to burn
Like one of
more
those
gas as
Last of
well.
Us
So this is
zombies,
actually
but
the
instead of
slowest
fungus
that we've
growing
seen,
out of me,
though.
it's just
And it
NBA.
very well may be
It's very annoying.
because when he looks in the rearview mirror, he's not seeing any officers from the California Highway Patrol there.
Well, you should fix that if you're not getting my alerts. That's on you. That's on me. We're still driving. We're 60 miles an hour plus. We're going to be headed towards Topanga Canyon here.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, thank you.
Shout out to boys.
So he's not seeing any units behind him, but I actually just got
I guess I
the
am
info there,
basketball
from,
zombie.
my pilot, James
Thanks for
Pollard,
reminding me.
From the police helicopter that is overhead, and they're telling him that they're actually going to cancel this pursuit.
What?
So that is actually why we are no longer seeing the ground units behind him, and as you may notice, the Night Sun that we saw
Night Sun.
the vehicle is shining no more because the air unit is also backing off of this pursuit.
Yeah, but
And,
we
you may
hear
wonder
this
why
all
they
the
do that.
time.
And in this
Go into
case,
tracking
it is
mode.
Because it is a property crime. It is a stolen vehicle. They don't know that any other crime was committed, and it's not a violent crime. It's just the taking of property. So for that reason, they figure we can get this guy at another time. It's
How are you
not
going to get
worth
this
it
guy when you
to
don't know his
chase this
plates?
guy
That's a stolen car. You don't know who's driving it.
The person in the vehicle, our fellow officers, or
Stole
even other
different
civilians
plates,
who are
different
on the road.
registration,
So
nothing
at this point,
matches.
They are saying that they
I
are
don't.
going
Sometimes
to
they do this
let
just to
this
go into tracking mode and think that the guy got away. So when he gets out at the gas station and he goes to pump his gas, the cops roll up on him. They say canceling pursuit, and they let him get out of the car. Then they roll up on him hard. Professor Butts,
Thank you.
you're a locust now. Yeah, we got to bring this down. We're in tracking mode. We're in a one-star flashing situation here.
Copy that, Tim. Okay, copy.
Don't leave us, Eliana. All these other networks are still over it. Same chips I'm always shuffling. Just
I got Telemundo, yeah.
waiting for the day I can leave the internet and go play poker. Lose all my money. I do believe you are safe to go get a snack, yes.
Sí, ahora sí los escucho. Y donde estamos
This is why I
sentados,
fucking
ahí
goat.
ese es el vehículo que está
Telemundo broadcast
involucrado
now.
en esta persecución. Es un vehículo Scion blanco en color. Y es una persecución que empezó en el área de Riverside aproximadamente hace una hora quizás, cuando la policía de Riverside vio este vehículo y al ver las placas pudieron ver, basado en la información que tenían, que este vehículo era un vehículo robado. Entonces, al momento que descubrieron eso, trataron de parar al conductor, pero el conductor continuó en las calles de Riverside, cerca del aeropuerto de Riverside, antes de montarse a la autopista 60 en dirección oeste, donde continuó la persecución.
The She Rara. How much do I have to donate to the stream for the follow on Twitter? I don't know. Give away a couple of subs.
hasta que el
You got
helicóptero
it.
de la policía de Ontario empezó a seguir el vehículo solamente desde el aire. Y al llegar a la
I don't own a
autopista
Dodge
60,
Charger.
cerca de la autopista 605, es donde la patrulla de caminos de California empezó a seguir el vehículo en la autopista 60 hasta que la persecución
They're not letting him go, they're
continuó
just canceling the
hasta el centro
pursuit.
de Los Ángeles,
But
donde
obviously
el
still
conductor
being
se
tracked by
montó a la
media.
autopista 10 en dirección oeste y continuó manejando hasta llegar al área de Santa Mónica, donde la autopista simplemente se acaba, y de ahí se montó a la calle Pacific Coast Highway en dirección norte, donde nos encontramos
Oh,
ahora.
she
Pero
did
hace
actually
unos
donate.
minutos,
The
la
She
patrulla de
Raref
California
giving
nos
away
dijo,
subs
por nuestros radios
comes
de
through for her. Look
y
how
al momento
W's
van
in
a
the chat
dejar
for The
que
She
el
Raref.
vehículo continúe y van a tratar
What
de
is your,
arrestar a esta
what's your Twitter
persona en un
handle?
futuro, porque como el vehículo
I will
es sobre
deliver
propiedad
as
y nadie
promised.
fue herido cuando este crimen ocurrió,
All you people
van a
complaining about
dejar
not
que
getting
el
subs, and she
vehículo,
just stepped up for
continúe y
you.
van a tratar de arrestar a esta persona en el futuro. Como les digo, todo esto está pasando aquí en Malibu.
Pretty unique, the She Rare. The She Rare
Al momento no lo pueden hacer porque
If.
el Departamento de Patrullas de California decidió
There you go.
remover a todas las patrullas que estaban
Have
detrás
yourself
del
a
vehículo.
night,
Déjenme les
Parker.
muestro, porque ya no vemos a ningún
Thanks for the
oficial
subs.
detrás del carro, entonces por eso no lo pueden hacer ahora. Pero cuando estaban detrás del vehículo hace unos
Still going
momentos,
around here. Now we're in
no lo
Malibu.
podían hacer porque las velocidades eran
All these rich people don't be paying for
normalmente
police
cuando
pursuits to be
hacen
driving
esa
through their
maniobra,
city.
la maniobra pit, el vehículo
What a
tiene que
guy.
estar
That Parker guy,
manejando
what a
35
guy.
millas por hora o menos, porque
Rob,
una
imagine you
velocidad
swipe
más
right on
de 35 millas
Eliana
por hora
on Hinge
sería
on a lonely
peligroso
Tuesday night.
y menos de 35
Of course I
no
would.
sería
You make that
seguro.
sound like a bad
Entonces,
thing.
por eso es que
I haven't seen her on
no lo
Hinge,
podían
but
hacer antes.
she would get
También
a
no
rose
sabían
from
si la
me.
persona posiblemente estaba armada. Si es que la persona estuviera armada, entonces tampoco lo quieren hacer porque no quieren poner las vidas de los oficiales en peligro al tratar esa maniobra. Entonces por eso es que no lo hicieron, pero como pueden ver, aunque la policía ya no está siguiendo
How
el
many
vehículo,
gifted for me
las
to come
velocidades
on
ahora
your
están
broadcast?
mucho
That's a
mejor
lot.
que lo que
That's a
estábamos
lot
viendo
more.
antes, cuando el vehículo estaba en la autopista y estaba manejando más de 100
You're gonna
millas
have
por
to.
hora.
You're probably gonna have to break the record for that to happen. 60. What is it? 65 from TXT. She should be on Raya. Okay, we're back in English with Eliana now. How's my Spanish? Más o menos. Put it this way. I can go to Colombia for a week and not die. I know enough Spanish that I comprehend it mejor que yo hablo. Meaning, I can understand it a lot better than I speak it. I can listen, tell you everything that's
Yeah,
being
and it's
said.
actually a great thing when you really think of
But
it.
I sound like
because he was
a gringo
going so
when I speak it,
incredibly fast
'cause I'm
before.
out of practice.
So to see him now at regular surface street speeds, it's really the reason why the CH pages had to do it. It was so incredibly dangerous. He was running red lights. He was on a major thoroughfare here through the area, Pacific Coast Highway. It really doesn't get any bigger than that. And so they weighed their options and figured because this was
while
simply just a
the
proper
chase
time, it
is
was
technically
just a making of a
10:22 at the
vehicle,
moment, if he continues or she continues to drive recklessly, they will re-engage 1,000%. That's why the copters have not gone anywhere.
Abundance of caution and for the safety of the general public as well as the officers involved, it was simply better to just cancel the pursuit, and they plan on getting this vehicle at some other time. This is Sierra Road, MPCH.
Yo colombiano, yo
Close,
soy
Tommy, but,
mexicano.
Let me just interrupt you for a moment. My pilot Jim is actually telling me that there's a local agency, which in this case I'm guessing would be the LA County Sheriff's Department because
Oh.
we are in their territory
No,
yet again. So they were actually just asking us for the cross street on the vehicle.
so what did I tell you?
which, is
They're gonna
now gonna be
they're gonna
PCH
change
and Cross
agencies,
Creek
departments,
Road. So there's
and they might get a different
possibility
sheriff's
that we
department
may
on
see,
top of it.
Some sheriff's deputies potentially re-engage in this pursuit as it continues northbound here in Malibu. Okay, copy.
I'm half Puerto Rican, but was raised by the Irish half. No Espanol. I get it, bro. Stuart Little's uncle. You're a locust now, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he's completely stopped here like he is just a regular motorist, which is actually the point that the CHP was hoping that they would get across by just stopping to chase this person. If he doesn't see any units behind him, if he doesn't
Love
see
you
the
too,
next
OG
overhead,
Money Miller.
he'll go back to driving normally and no longer be a threat to the public.
Finney.
So that's exactly what he's doing. He's going with the regular flow of traffic now, if not even slower.
You're a locust
So
now
you
for the
see
past
him
2
here,
months. An
PCH
Arnica
at
Nation
Webway.
passport
And what my
on
pilot
its way
team
to
is
you at the
telling me
moment.
is that the
Check the mail.
agency that is on its way is coming here via aircraft. It's unclear to me if it's a plane or a helicopter.
Fixed wing?
But they are putting on their night vision goggles to be able
Night vision?
or at least continue
Okay.
to follow this guy from the air using.
Okay, Sheriff's Department inbound with a helicopter, night vision, and that will mean ground units likely in pursuit at some point.
Okay, thank you. And thank you to everyone, of course, who is continuing to follow us here on this pursuit that we are streaming live here on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms. We just finished the NBC4 News at 7 o'clock where we first brought you this pursuit out of Riverside. It is a white Scion.
Nope.
And it is a pursuit
Incorrect.
that started near the Riverside Airport, roughly near Van Buren and Archibald, I want to say, and made its way onto the freeway. We only heard about it on the 60, so it's unclear to me if that is where it first jumped on the freeway, but it was 60 westbound. And when it got to about Archibald, that is when...
Oh my God. I have to watch Isaiah Hartenstein. I've watched enough bad basketball tonight. Go drop step. Oh my God, it was so bad.
Then started chasing from overhead. It is PCH and John Tyler Drive. PCH and John Tyler Drive. So I was just relaying the location there because there is an airstrip that is coming here that intends to follow this vehicle from the air using their night vision goggles. There's no ground units behind him anymore, and it is because the CHP decided to back off because it was just too dangerous. He was driving.
Wait, all the other helicopters backed off?
What is essentially
KTL Gil Levis left?
He's not on the highway. He's on PCH. So you're going to have street lights. You're going to have stop signs, pedestrians.
Of course she is, because Eliana is the queen.
So that's why the CHP backed off. And so basically right now there's no units behind him and there's no airship overhead. But from what we're hearing coming across the our helicopter radios is that there is in fact an aircraft on its way. And I'm not sure on the agency. It could be, it could still be CHP. We are in sheriff's territory, so I assumed that it could be sheriff's. But I'll work on telling you who that agency is once they get a little bit closer.
The answer is no, I can't turn up Eliana. I have max volume on both the stream and the channel. That's as loud as it gets. I gotta say, watching basketball is much more enjoyable in the, oh my God,
Swap this head. Okay.
when it's muted.
218, 218.
My God, RJ Barrett. If I have to watch you miss one more time. Floater. Oh, Jesus. It's one of those games.
Once again, for those of you who are just joining us, I'm just going to recap everything. This started in Riverside with Riverside Police. They spotted this white Scion. They thought it was stolen. They tried to pull him over, but the driver failed to yield, and the pursuit was on. I almost want to say that I see...
What are my
sunlight
St.
coming
Patrick's
outside
Day
one of the
plans?
vehicles.
When the hell is St. Patrick's Day?
From what I can tell, it's kind of hard to tell. It may just be a
I don't-
reflection.
I can't
But
tell you the
it's
last time I
very
took a
dark
holiday
and
that
it's
wasn't
really
in
difficult
August.
for me to see.
My time off is the end of July and August. I'm like a teacher.
Latigo
Hey, Sid
Shore.
Flower.
Latigo Shore. Latigo Shore. Latigo
That was close to
Shore.
basketball. It was beautiful. No, it didn't get there. It was needed a lot more hilarity. The basketball's beautiful bar is very high. And I appreciate everyone's at me. Like, I know what happened in the Magic Jazz game earlier. It's not good enough. The basketball is beautiful. There's a quality, the reputation of that brand is too high to just dilute it with 2-possession scrums.
So once again, this one Scion is
Anthony Grims. No, it didn't end. He actually got back in a Dodge Charger, got away from the cops after all those pepper balls, and now we're driving up to PCH.
So we are hearing that there is an airship. I believe it's LA County who is on its way.
Have I
here
ever
with the
streamed
night
live
vision
reactions
goggles.
to a close Knicks game?
Now Via
Yeah.
Escondido. Via
7 years
Escondido is
ago.
this one.
CalMac 22. People don't want live reactions.
And,
By the way,
airship
we're
is
all
on
watching
its
it at
way
different
here. We, of
times.
course, still have
My stream is way ahead of everyone
so we are,
else's.
coming
So,
this way. So the thing
CalMac
is,
22,
when you
Locust now and
follow it
forever.
visually,
Thank you. At least here we get
not
to watch the
saying that
games
it's gonna
together.
turn into a pursuit again, but they just want to keep tabs on where this vehicle ends up so that when it does park somewhere, they'll be able to move some units in and try to detain whoever is behind the wheel.
Probably just
And
gonna
at
wait
this
for him
point,
to
they
get off
don't
the
really know
PCH.
who is driving
Am I
this
dead
car.
inside? Do I
So,
sound like it?
out of,
I'm pretty
Riverside,
dead.
as
Police
far as we
chases
know,
are the
it
thing that
wasn't
keep me going.
carjacking or anything of that nature, which is why the CHP was able to let it go. It was simply taking somebody's property when you're stealing a car. Obviously, it's grand theft because it's valued at more than $1,000. But it was a pretty high-speed chase on the freeway, over 100 miles an hour on the 60 freeway, before transitioning to the westbound 10, where eventually the freeway just comes to an end in Santa Monica, and then he was forced onto PCH. So it's unclear
God, RJ.
what his game plan is here.
It wouldn't piss me off if we didn't give this man a 9-figure contract, but we got. Every time I complain about RJ, Mitchell Robinson just does something crazy.
Committed here northbound on Pacific Coast Highway in the Malibu area.
Right? Dodge Chargers are so durable. Will the record for longest chase ever be beaten? Well, I mean, I guess that was technically a chase. Should standoffs be included in actual chase
And thank you to everyone
history?
who continues to watch us here on NBC. LA.com
No.
and all of our streaming
Caleb Love's
platforms.
not getting drafted after this year, I wouldn't think. Not in the first round. If you're not getting drafted in the first round, why would you go pro?
We're coming up to Ramirez Canyon.
Wearing the same shirt, the same shorts, the same socks, sweaty ass clothes.
Darkly tinted. Looks like limbo tint all around, so hard to tell.
I ran over here for the first chase from tennis. Thankfully, I had just finished my session.
That is quite the trek. Unclear how much fuel he started with when
That is a long way from Riverside to Malibu to on our way to God. I don't even know what's past Malibu anymore.
Believe it or not.
We start heading
It's
to
a situation where they don't have any units.
what's that Little Lies show on HBO where they're from? That's where they're headed. Big Little Lies.
Anywhere close, so he would be able to fuel up and still have enough time to take off again before any officers approach.
My tennis comp. I'm pretty fucking good at tennis. I'm pretty unique because I'm a racquetball player first. So when a traditional topspin player against me gets very frustrated because, boy, I can hit some weird shit at you. And you're like, oh, what is that? And it's in and you can't get it. And I get everything. I'm like a little raptor out there. A little raptor.
Coming up to point two.
And a Corticova, yes. Exactly. Got those looks. She was the OG of saying, fuck this career of sports. I'm going to go be hot. Like there's the golf girl, that's that girl's name. She's one of them.
Thank you for those of you who are reaching out.
If you're that hot, you can just say fuck sports. I'm gonna go be hot. And she did just that. She got Enrique Iglesias out of it. Living an amazing life. She was so bad at tennis. She could barely win like first round matches. I remember those days. Anna Kournikova. Oh my God.
In Malibu.
Talk about every millennial's dream
It's
girl.
pretty dark, so I can't show it to you. But on
Paige
the left side of the screen, you've got the
Spirianic.
Pacific Ocean,
I think that's
and it
her.
looks like he is tapping on the brakes here. Is he coming up to a red? No, he's got a green.
Much more money in being hot. Yeah.
He's really not going to have too much in the way of traffic as he continues northbound here.
If you're hot, go monetize it. All power to you. She did pave the way for many. There wasn't social media back then either, so leaving your sport for just going and being hot was a serious risk. You couldn't really monetize it, but she was so hot she started getting modeling gigs.
So if you're
I remember her on the
just
front cover of
wondering
Sports
where the police
Illustrated,
went,
GQ.
well, it was initially Riverside Police. They relinquished it at around the 60 at Archibald. And then I think no one was behind it for a good stretch. It was just the Ontario Police helicopter. And then this is...
Yeah, AK is, still to this day, AK in poker, Ace King is known as Anna Kournikova. That's how fucking legendary she was.
Gurency.
How dare you, Domantas Sabonis, challenge Mitchell Robinson? How dare you? Told you she's a pioneer. No, Anna Kournikova didn't start the screaming. That was Martina Steffi Graf with the grunting. Monica Seles was a grunter. Ugh! 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 It can't be that stressful on your body. Ugh! It's shit. It's so annoying. Martina Hingis used to do that shit too. Women's tennis is so much better than men's tennis too. Better rallies, better structure, better serve speeds. Men's tennis is just like ace
So
after
we're coming
ace.
up
It's
to
too
Texas
long.
Canyon here in Malibu, still on PCH. It is getting really dark, so why don't we throw on the handy dandy infrared? Makes it a little bit easier here to see where it's really dark.
Rob Wobb reaching another new Twitch following. What does that mean? People that watch me on Twitch, I don't even know if they follow me on Twitter. I like being over here. It's a lot nicer on Twitch, away from Twitter. It's just all NBA on Twitter. Shit bores
more
me.
difficult to follow, but in this case it's white, so it's a little bit easier to spot. The vehicle itself is a Scion, taken unclear from where, but it was.
Sharapova sounded like she was having rough blank on the, I don't know what that is.
But the driver failed to yield, and the pursuit was on. Go ahead, Tim.
Was that an infrared camera? That was infrared. Sometimes Eliana likes to mess with that.
Tim, go ahead.
Pickleball sucks. Pickleball is absolutely a scam. Rich people are trying to make it a thing because they bought the TV rights to it and they're trying to build teams. That sport sucks. It is so boring to watch. It's lazy. You stand in a box and you hit a wiffle ball. Stop. It is.
Once again, thank you to everyone who continues
Stop.
to watch our
It's a lot easier to play.
What was a California
So
Hollywood
playing
Pursuit.
it, different story, but trying to monetize it into like a TV, worldwide viewed sport, no. Oh, Night Sun! We got a Night Sun, ladies and gentlemen. The Sheriff's Department has arrived. Now will this result in this Dodge Charger starting to pick up speed?
Through the Malibu area. And you may notice we're seeing the light. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, where'd the Night Sun go?
Say that one more time. It's just a little broken. Oh, yeah, we're good. Thank you. Okay, back with you guys.
We have a Night Sun Nomadi?
Little housekeeping issue there. Tim Deckant and OC.
That's fair to say. Pickleball could be fun, more fun to play, but tennis is 1,000 times better to watch.
Perfect.
Yeah, some people can't play tennis. They're not physically capable. I understand that.
Just kind of see them. They're off the nose of
It's
the
just boring to
helicopter.
me.
And what we're seeing now too is the light from the police helicopter. That is going to be the sheriff's ship.
I don't know where to find a flight tracker.
Where it was pretty dark before.
I'm already using my window
Like
capture for the
noted,
street.
There is now a night sun over this person.
Night Sun, Eliana.
What
Talk
was
dirty to me.
pursued, I'm waiting to hear them say the official word again, but it sure looks like we're back on here. Northbound on Pacific.
Oh, Eliana knows a good tease. Sounds like we're back on. Night Sun activated. That's a naughty word. If Eliana says Night Sun, if Eliana says Dodge Charger, if Eliana says Fur Missile. Oh my God, can't do that.
I do see a police car up ahead. I wonder if they're coming here or if they're just on an unrelated call.
Are they doing their own chase? Well, there's a giant Night Sun on top of this car. Look at all these nice houses. These are 8-figure houses.
PCH now at Nicholas Beach Road in the Malibu area. And this guy's all alone. If there was a unit behind him from the CHP, they could easily try a pit maneuver. The speeds are a touch on the high side, so they would want him to slow down a little bit to about 35 miles an hour before they would attempt one. But considering we didn't see this guy stop for gas anywhere along the way, he's got to be running.
Stop. Who said we needed Eliana OnlyFans? Yo, she could make so much money by doing an OnlyFans from the helicopter. Oh my God. Talk about the most unique OnlyFans. If she was taking those pics from the air, guys would go get off like crazy. She could. That Paige girl, the golf girl, only charges $9.99 for hers. Eliana could legitimately charge $50. I've never seen an audience size like police chases. Live PD was the first to prove that audience model. Live PD went off the air. But these chases, you go to some random stream on YouTube, they're doing like 10,000 concurrents. I bet the NBC stream is doing like 12,000 concurrents. Shit, my little stream on Twitch has 2,100 people in here. It just dwarfs the NBA, it dwarfs anything else I do. Stop bonking me. Put me in jail.
This is a pursuit that started in Riverside. It was a Grand Theft Auto, so stolen vehicle. It made its way on surface streets in Riverside for a bit before jumping on the freeway. It was on the westbound 60 at 115 miles an hour when we first heard about it.
I'm just, if she could make a lot of money. A lot of money.
I want to thank the person who tipped me off to it. That was on Twitter, XMedia92. So XMedia92, thank you very much for your tip. I appreciate it because you were the first to tip us off to this pursuit. So whenever any of our viewers, whenever any of you at home,
listen to Eliana building community. She's so smart too.
In your area, and you want to let us know about it, you can always contact us here at NBC, and we'll try to get on it. So I appreciate the tip. Thank you for that. And this pursuit continues here. Peace.
Oh, that's funny from you making fun of me. Talking about someone's OnlyFans when your screen name is busting in my pants.
Kind of near Point Magoo, that's kind of unflyable for us because it is a restricted airspace, so we kind of have to dodge that. Eventually, that's going to get us up into areas like Oxnard and Ventura County if we continue going. And there will be a point where we can't continue anymore. I've gone on PCH as far north as Montecito or so. Years ago, we covered mudslides there that tragically took the lives of almost 24 people. So I know that we can still get a signal in, even if we're up in Montecito, but anything beyond that, it's pretty much outside of our range. But for now, continuing here, Point Magoo, PCH,
Point Magoo. How was that even a foul? Like Quentin Grimes got barely touched on a drive, and they ruled that and won. Why? I mean, thank you, but why?
Evade the authorities here on PCH.
What's with the unsolicited compliment? Brian with you. Thank you, but I'm so used to getting trolled. All roads lead to Downey, Nightbot. Okay. He's just driving, he or she's just driving on the PCH. You get a Night Sun blasting you. You have to know that you're still being tracked. How many subs for a WOB OnlyFans? My OnlyFans would just be pictures of me like sitting in my chair holding a tennis racket. Here's a picture of me in my living room. That's it. Who subbed? CalFart97. Oh yeah, I'm glad I'm reaching a new demographic here.
Creek Road, so still Point Magoo area. Yes, go ahead.
How many people found me from Vacuum Asthma?
Okay. Okay, cool. Let me sign
How
up.
far can the choppers go? Not much further, as
So I
Eliana
was
just
talking,
said.
to my pilot, James Pollard, here, and we're at that point where basically we're going to have to pull off.
No!
He's being told that the police helicopter is going to pull off, so it would just be us at that point, and obviously it's very dark out here, so we're actually going to pull off of this one for now. If he continues north, he'll eventually end up in the Oxnard.
Well, we just learned something tonight, that if you want to get rid of helicopters, hit the PCH, go past Point Magoo,
head back on over,
and they'll no longer be able to chase.
There's culmination to this very lengthy pursuit out of Riverside. But for
Some-
now, I'm Eliana Moreno, along with James Pollard. Thank you very much for watching and sticking with us. We do have the NBC4 News at 11 o'clock coming up here in about 3 hours. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you at 11.
No. Bye, Eliana. Well, that's a good way to get rid of go home free. You want to know how to get away from the police? You ask all the time. Do people get away? You just watched one. You just got to hit the PCH and go north. Helicopters can't follow, no ground units in pursuit, no way to track you, and as a result, this person's going to get away. For this episode of Police Chase Live, signing off. See you guys. Let's go watch 59:45 in Sacramento. See you all out there. If you haven't followed the account, please do it on your way out. It'd be much appreciated. Make sure you turn on your notifications. There you go. 18.1% of suspects get away, and you just saw one tonight. The Nos Cannon guy, not so lucky. All right. See if people. Adios. I don't know why people raid this chat when it's over. All right. Bye-bye.